Halo 2 is okay. I wouldn't say it's a favorite. Haven't tried 3 yet, like Halo 3. But what else is there? Favorite games. I used to enjoy Hellgate London. I think if you look through my YouTube videos, you'll see, like, I think my first YouTube video was a Hellgate London related video. I used to like that. Not so much anymore because playing it in single player is bad, terribly bad, and even the online multiplayer was still awful. But I enjoyed it because I was able to play it with friends, and that brings the game to a completely different level. What else? I'm missing a few. Well, for sure, right? You grow up with so many games that sometimes you're bound to miss a few. But definitely on the top is Diablo. So I think I've been long enough on that question. Let's move on. How long do you think you'll be playing Morrowind? I don't know. I guess at the very least, I'm gonna try to aim or try to play at least through the main quest, get that done. And then I can like close a chapter, and if I wanted to continue, then I can keep on recording and do either by little bits and pieces. Let's say, well, side quests like separately, or I could go. Well, I was gonna say side quests, but it's more like by faction, or I could go with the expansions like Tribunal or what's the other one? Blue Moon? Yeah. What difficulty settings do you use for Oblivion and Morrowind? They're both at default, so what, 54%? I believe that more or less than that is no fun for me, in any case. Especially in Oblivion. I haven't experimented that much with Morrowind. I think default is a good challenge for me in Morrowind. With Oblivion, you know, if you crank it up too much, the game becomes annoying, because, you know, there's more combat in Oblivion than Morrowind, obviously. Now, is that a bad thing? That depends on who you are, but to extend the combat that much, I mean, it doesn't really add more challenge. It just slows down the game, because it only scales the damage output on your character, or, you know, like the output on the enemies and stuff like that. So, and if you bring it too low, then it becomes way too easy. So I guess for some folks who just want to play the game and not really like, they want to have the combat where it's like, oh, okay, I kill you and move on, then yes, okay, play with any difficulty that you want, but I just keep it at default. That's how they are for my Let's Plays. I'm not going to change it at all. Oh yes, how do you play Morrowind or Oblivion on your Mac? You guys should know by now that I'm, you know, a Macintosh user. Do I have a shirt? Yeah, I have a shirt on. Look at that, little Apple logo. Yes, well, I'm a Mac fan, not necessarily an Apple fan, but in any case, how do I play Morrowind and Oblivion on my Mac? There's multiple ways. I'm going to start with the LP way. The way I play Oblivion on my Mac for the Let's Play is a boot camp, meaning that I have a different partition on my hard drive where there's a Windows partition, and it plays exactly like a Windows machine with all the bugs and all that stuff. So, so that's Oblivion. That's how I can use fraps and all that stuff. Now, when I'm not playing for the Let's Play, I play Oblivion inside a cider. Now, if you guys don't know what a cider is, and I'm pretty sure most of you don't, that's how new games are made these days for Mac, in any case, where a game developer will create a PC game, and, you know, it's an EXE, and it's built for DirectX and all that jazz and bells and whistles, and cider is basically wine technology, where it's a wrapper, and you put that EXE, like the whole game, and you put it inside the wrapper, and the wrapper is basically a directory, you know, and the directory acts as an application for the Mac. So you double click on the directory, the wrapper, and it plays just like a Mac game. A lot of new games are made like that. Command & Conquer 3 was, I think, the first one to come out like that. If you look at if you have Command & Conquer 3 on the Mac, and you open it up, it's exactly the Windows version of a Command & Conquer. It cuts down on development time a lot. I think there's a few exceptions, like Blizzard doesn't do that, but a lot of games like Prince of Persia does it. Command & Conquer. In any case, that's Cider. So basically, I took Spore, like the application of Spore. I took Spore out, and I installed Oblivion, and I put Oblivion in it, and I have Oblivion for the Mac. That's basically how it goes. If you do some research on Google, you'll find how to set it up. But that's how I do it, and it plays very well on my computer, and it acts just like a Mac app. Now for Morrowind, the LP way is that I use Parallels Desktop, and this is a virtualization software where I can install Windows, kind of like Boot Camp, but I'm still on my Mac, where the Mac interface is still in the background, and I can basically make the Windows interface disappear, where the Windows, even on the Windows on Windows, if that makes any sense, acts like a Mac window. There was too many windows on that sentence. Applications act the same way, and if I have an application, the dock at the bottom of my screen will have those icons, the Windows icons and stuff like that, and the Mac bar on top will have the same plugins as a taskbar for Windows and stuff like, or the start bar, or whatever you call that. And I use that mainly for work, because to do my 3D work, I use 3D Studio Max, and that's how I use it on my Mac, because there is no 3D Studio Max on the Mac. And I just installed Morrowind on that and play it. Now, if I'm not doing an LP, then I do exactly like I do with Oblivion, is I put it on a Cider. Voila! It runs, and I have that one modded where I play kind of like Oblivion. I have it play it with a 10:9 screen ratio instead of the 4:3. So it's not really the what do you call it, Morrowind graphic extender. It's not really that, but it works a similar way. So moving on. When you play Oblivion, do you turn on the bloom effect? No, I use HDR, and last time I checked, you can have both at the same time. And the reason I use HDR is mainly because, well, one, for the most part, it looks better, and two, even though it takes a little bit more juice on the machine in terms of performance, at the same time it doesn't, because it allows me to reduce the distance, the draw distance of the grass by 3/4. So I kind of have like a on the bar, like in Oblivion, I have the grass at 1/4 of that bar, and with the HDR turned on, the grass fades, so it's not as jarring. It doesn't pop in your face. So I really love that, and the grass effect is one of the reasons why Oblivion is so slow on a computer, on any computer really, besides the shadows. So when you have that at 1/4, and it still looks okay, it still looks pretty good, then why not use HDR, right? So yeah, that's what I do. When you loot something in Oblivion, how do you exit without clicking the take all or close buttons? A few people ask me that, and I'm not even sure if it's in the manual, but basically what I do is I think I just press spacebar, because spacebar is your action button, and press spacebar to loot, and then you press spacebar again. So if I loot a corpse, and I see something that's not like if I loot a wolf, let's say, and I see a wolf pelt, I just press spacebar again and it closes. It's either that or tab, but I think it's spacebar.